In this episode, I'm going to share why I believe animal rights are a blind spot, often in conscious and spiritual communities. Because there are many things that come into co-creating the new earth. And animal rights only one part of them. But if you follow this channel, you can see that I've been speaking a lot about it. I've personally become vegan mainly 8 years ago, and then raw vegan 4 years ago, vegan for the ethics, raw vegan for the health. And I've interviewed many of the top influencers in the raw vegan movement. I've also been living in Ubud in Bali, and I've been in conscious communities for over 6 years now. And the light leaders at first it is to raise the consciousness of the planet, to co-create that new earth. But I've been speaking more and more about that, and I'll explain to you why I think it's really the blind spot. Before that, greetings from Norway. It's such a beautiful country here. I'm enjoying the fresh air, the hikes, the quiet things that sometimes I miss in Bali. But when I ask for something vegan here at the cafe, the waiter looks at me weirdly. And in general, in the old paradigm of the Western world, being vegan is still something very uncommon. And where I live in conscious communities in Bali, it's much more common. People understand at least why people are vegan. Sometimes they've tried, but still, most people aren't eating plant-based, and most people are still consuming animal products from factory farming specifically. Because really today, that's what I'm going to focus on. The problem about factory farming more than simply eating animal-based products. But let's start with a story. So a year ago, I was at a conscious event in Ubud, and we're talking about creating a new earth. So stopping wars, supporting the environment, supporting indigenous wisdom, getting rid of plastic in the ocean, all these beautiful projects. But nothing about animal rights, nothing about factory farming. Could be that people forgot or it wasn't the main part, it's okay. But then on top of it, lunch comes. And what do we have for lunch? Pepperoni pizza with a lot of cheese, most likely from factory farming. And people don't seem to think it's a problem. Well, for example, if we were at this conference and right after we go for a travel on a boat and everyone throwing trash in the ocean, that would be really weird, right? Or if we started to speak really disrespectfully to the Balinese staff after speaking about cultures living together and more oneness and integration, people would speak up. But here, no one blinked an eye. People was eating those factory farming cheese and meat pizza, and that's not a problem. And if I were to raise my voice around it, be like, hey guys, that's not a line, that's not New Earth, people would probably think I'm a little annoying, like the annoying vegan. When if someone said, hey, we should recycle our trash here, probably everyone would go along with it. So why is that? We will tune into this, but I'll add also that it's not just in the Bali bubble community. We can see it with the influencers online that are part of spiritual or conscious movements, or even politicians. If you think of someone like Bobby Kennedy, that I think is a very conscious being and doing a lot of great things, he's speaking up about fluoride in the water. He's been very vocal about the thing. And overall, he's a guy I trust, and I see a lot of influencers online also that seem to promote health, more consciousness in what we do, and sometimes totally overlook factory farming. So Bobby Kennedy, for example, I don't think I've heard him talking about it, which is weird because based on his heart and his consciousness, I think it's something he should have started to address. But there's a reason for that. And I think it's mainly because of the emotional ties people have with what they eat. Because the meat people are eating, the sausages they have in their hot dog, maybe it's something they've been enjoying since the age of 4 and 5. And they have emotional connection to these specific foods. Maybe it's something that reminds them of a meal they were having with their grandparents, and you have all this love also with it. And I know what I'm talking about because I'm French. I did not grow up vegan. I grew up with a lot of meat, cheese, croissant, and then as I grew up, wine and alcohol, cafe and coffee, and I've stopped all of that. So I know it's hard, but I think it's why a lot of people don't mention it. It's because they know they're opening a whole can of worms there, where you have to look at your habits. You have to make those changes, and they're hard. They're really hard because of those ties. And I don't necessarily think everyone should be vegan. All I'm saying is factory farming should be denounced by those influencers. Also, even if you eat meat, you, I believe, should get from more conscious sources and still be quite vocal on that. I don't know a lot of influencers that use animal-based products that are very vocal about it, to be honest. Many have changed their habits, mainly for health. They don't want to eat from factory farming or for ethics, but they're not like so engaged in animal rights like I believe they could be. Because my next point is I believe this should be legal. And when you say factory farming should be legal, it can seem pretty extreme to common people, right? Because it's just so far from what we live and the way the world is. But if you really think morally about it, it totally should be, and we can totally thrive. I believe on a plant-based diet, but if you don't believe me or if you feel it's not your experience, still with smaller quantities from better options. I know personally, even if I felt, oh, I need to eat meat to be healthy, I would be very cautious where I get it from. And I would still have the same opinion on factory farming. That's a lot of abuse of animals. And we all agree that abusing animals for pleasure is not something we want. And that's what we're doing at the moment. So it should be illegal, like abuse to other kinds of animals, like dogs and pets, are often illegal in Western countries, the same as polluting. If you throw your garbage in nature, it's often illegal, or violence, of course. Which also leads to why personally I'm speaking more about it, why it's been more in my podcast, in my YouTube channel, The Light Leaders, which is, it's not something everyone agrees on. So, of course, it's so important to have people who speak up against war, against crime, against some of the things that we do to the environment and to nature, of course. But for me, I don't feel like making a podcast on why war is bad is going to be that relevant, because my audience, the light leaders, are people who are already quite advanced on their awakening journeys. So of course they understand that war is bad. There's no point to talk about it for 30 minutes. There's still actions to do, but there's not many minds I will need to convince. In terms of factory farming, I feel there needs to be that awakening, even in the more awakened communities, even in the more conscious communities. And that's partly why it's been a topic that's been more present here, even though, again, there's many components to building the new earth, and animal rights only a part of it. Now, it's not the only reason. The other reason is simply the flow of life. Because 4 years ago, when I decided I wanted to make raw vegan diet work for me, I did what I could do with a podcast, which is starting to interview the top influencers in the field. As a parenthesis, now I'm helping other conscious leaders grow a high impact podcast. You can see a link in the description if you feel like I can support you, because there's a lot of benefits to podcasting. And one of them is I could get the learnings, the coaching from the best in the field when I set my mind to do that and started to want to be myself, thriving on a raw vegan diet. And so I could interview these people. And as I did it for my own education, the channel also got quite a lot of success. So I got most of my top episodes now that are around the fruitarian, raw vegan, vegan nutrition topic. And that was obviously a nudge for me also to do more episodes in that vibe. It doesn't mean I'm going to stick to that, because to me, the most important when I have that YouTube channel is my own excitement, is my own truth. It is not the views. The views matter, but it's not the most important. And that's also something I recommend when I work with people on growing their podcast, is to not become the slave of your own success. And so for me, it means if there's other topics that I want to keep talking about around meditation, manifestation, building new Earth communities, different types of topics, I want to be able to cover them in my podcast. So I didn't want to niche down. But it was also an incentive for me to do more episodes on that topic, knowing that it resonates with people and that I can have more impact with it. So it's been a combination of something I think is very needed, because even in the conscious community, there needs to be an awakening on that, plus the success I've had with it, plus also me wanting to do it for my own education. So that's it for today. That's something I wanted to cover, because when we help animals, we're also a voice for the voiceless, and I think it's important. I hope the whole world is going towards a direction where factory farming is ending, and at least I would like to see, when I come to gatherings of conscious and spiritual communities, that we be more mindful of that, and as well as including things like honoring the elders and indigenous population, and being peaceful, and honoring the planet and the environment, honoring the animals, and that means no factory farm animal-based product when we have those gatherings. I think it's a start, a minimum, and then also raising that concern, that issue, that thing that needs to change as part of the agenda, even if it means letting go of some of our pleasures and attachments. Let me know what you think in the comment. If you want to support that video, as usual, you can subscribe, share, and comment and like. And I send much love to all of you from Norway.